Yay, it's clay time again. Now I know we've already done one clay project, but this time we're going to use a different technique. We're going to be working with coils. You're going to start with a lump of clay and tear off a bit, and then you're going to roll it in your hand. You want to make sort of like a small little log shape, and then when you put it down on the board, you're going to roll it back and forth. You want to roll it all the way from the tips of your fingers to the heel of your hand, so that it stays nice and round. If you just go back and forth a little bit, it tends to end up a little bit flat. And as you go, you spread your fingers out so that the coil gets longer. Now I'm going to turn my coil into a spiral. It's going to become the base of a bowl that we're going to make. So I'm blending all of the spiral away on one side so that it all stays together well. And that could be the bottom or the inside of the bottom. It's up to you. Now I'm going to roll out some more coils, and we're going to use a whole bunch of these. And to attach them, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of slip and put it on there. We're not going to score and slip and blend this time because the blending should be good enough with the slip. So I rolled that clay into a piece that was the same circumference as the base, and then I cut it off, and then I'm going to add another one on top. This time when I add that one on top, I want to make sure that it doesn't join in the same place that the first one did, because that will make your bowl or whatever a little weak in one spot, and you don't want that. So you always want to change where you're connecting that piece together. And as I go, I kind of blend the inside, so the inside of the bowl will be smooth. The outside will still show the coils, but the inside will be nice and smooth. All right, so we do that for a few layers and build the bowl up as tall as you want it. And after that, we're going to add some decorative features. So I'm going to roll out a whole bunch of little clay spheres, and then I'm going to attach them to the bowl. And then once I've done that, I'm going to roll out one more coil, and I'm going to put that on top. Unfortunately, I kind of forgot to hit record as I was doing that, so you can't see me do the whole thing. All right, now I've decided to take my bowl and turn it into a basket. So I'm going to make a handle. So I'm going to take the three coils that I've made that are all pretty much the same size, and I'm going to braid them. Now the clay I'm using is a little bit drier than I would like, so it does start to show a few little cracks and stuff, but I think I can work with it. So I braid it so that it's long enough to go over the top of my bowl with a nice arch to be a handle. And in this case, I'm going to make sure that I score, slip, and blend when I attach it. Right now I'm just kind of putting some slip over some of the cracks. All right, that looks like it'll fit nicely. I use my potter's needle to put some lines in there and some more slip. And then I blend that into the inside of the bowl, and there we have a handle. Now this is pretty strong, but if your handle starts to droop or something, you can just take up some paper towel or newspaper, crunch it up, and sort of put it inside the bowl just to hold it until it dries. And then once it dries, you can take out the paper, and there it is. All right, there's another easy way to make a coil pot or bowl or tray or something. I've made a whole bunch of coils, and I'm just going to start rolling them into spheres. I'm going to place them inside this bowl. I've got pieces of wet paper towel on the inside so the clay doesn't stick to the plastic. And I'm just going to create a whole series of spirals and lay them inside my mold. All right, now you could do this with really intricate patterns if you want. I'm in a little bit of a hurry, so I'm making them sort of look like cinnamon rolls, and then I'm going to attach them all together. All right, so those spaces inside, instead of doing coils, I'm going to do like folds, and you saw that in the other video that I showed you earlier. All right, so I'm going to blend those all together, fill in those holes with some more folds in a moment. You want it to sort of be firm, but you don't want to be pushing so hard that you push your finger through the clay. You want to be firm but gentle at the same time as you do this. All right, almost there, filling in the last little bits. And when you're done with this, it'll be beautiful. And we're going to glaze these eventually. I also have several different shapes and sizes of bowls and trays that you could make, so yours doesn't have to be this shape. I've got lots of different molds you can use. All right, once we smooth out the inside, you can see that the coil design is still on the outside. I'm going to put it back in the bowl just till it dries a little bit more. And once we've fired them, we're going to glaze them. Here's some examples of other bowls that students have made in the past. So you can see that there's a wide variety of ways that you could approach this project. All right, I cannot wait to see what you create. Go forth and be brilliant.